Imagine an old alarm clock, your faithful companion every morning, suddenly falling silent, its hands no longer moving. How would you feel? This alarm clock looks brand new, its sleek black shell still gleaming like it just came out of the box. But look closer. The hands aren't moving at all. Chances are it's just a dead battery, nothing serious. Let's grab a multimeter and check the battery's voltage. This quick test will tell us whether it's completely drained or still got some life left in it. Using a multimeter, I checked the battery's voltage, and it read 0 volts. That means it's completely drained and definitely can't supply the tiny bit of energy the clock needs to tick. Alright, let's find a replacement battery and see if that's all it takes to get this little guy ticking again. The only problem? I don't have the right battery lying around. But don't worry, we're not giving up that easily. Just when I thought the project had to be paused, an idea sparked. What if I could make a battery myself? To start this recycled battery experiment, I needed a source of usable parts, and I remembered an old broken phone charger I had tucked away in a drawer. It doesn't power anything anymore, but inside, it's full of components we can salvage. Let's crack it open and see what we can use. Most chargers are glued shut, so it took a bit of gentle force and patience. Once the case cracked open, I spotted exactly what I was looking for, a small black electrolytic capacitor nestled among the circuit components. Using a soldering iron, I carefully removed it, making sure not to damage the leads. This little guy will be the heart of our recycled power source. With the capacitor removed, the next step is to extend its reach by soldering on 2 wires, one to each lead. I chose thin, flexible wires to keep things tidy and easy to work with. Now it's time to determine the polarity of the capacitor. This step is crucial because electrolytic capacitors are polarized. Connecting them the wrong way could damage the circuit. Luckily, it's easy to identify. The negative leg is usually marked with a white stripe running down the side of the capacitor, while the positive leg is the longer one. To be extra sure, I'm using a multimeter to double-check the polarity of the capacitor. When using the multimeter, the red probe represents the positive lead, and the black probe is the negative. So when I touch the red probe to one leg of the capacitor and the black to the other, I watch the reading closely. If it briefly shows a voltage or a small charge and then drops, that tells me the red probe is touching the positive leg. This confirms the polarity: red for positive, black for negative. And here we have a small solar panel. A compact power source that converts sunlight into electricity. It might look simple, but under the right conditions, it can generate just enough voltage to power small devices like our alarm clock. I connected the multimeter to the solar panel, red probe to the positive terminal, black to the negative, and pointed it toward a light source. The screen lit up 3 volts. That's a good sign. It means the panel is generating enough voltage to potentially power our clock, at least under decent lighting conditions. Now it's time to solder the capacitor to the solar panel. I connect the positive lead of the capacitor to the positive terminal of the panel, and the negative to the negative, making sure the polarity is correct. A quick touch with a soldering iron, and both connections are secured. This setup allows the capacitor to store some of the solar energy, helping smooth out the power and keep the clock running more steadily, even if the light fluctuates. To keep everything neat and secure, I use a small strip of electrical tape to hold the wires in place. Next, to make it easier to connect the solar panel to other devices, I'm attaching a pair of alligator clips. These handy little clamps let me hook up the panel quickly without soldering every time. I soldered the red clip to the positive wire and the black clip to the negative. Now I've got a reusable, plug-and-play power source ready for future DIY experiments. Now it's time to connect the solar panel directly to the clock. I attach the red alligator clip to the positive terminal of the clock's battery holder and the black clip to the negative. To keep everything stable and in place, I'm using a bit of hot glue. A small dab where the wires and clips meet the clock's casing is enough to hold them securely without making things messy. Hot glue is perfect for DIY projects like this. Strong, quick drying, and easy to remove if I ever want to change the setup later. With everything in place, this setup should deliver a steady 3V straight from the solar panel. Let's see if the clock comes back to life. With everything connected and secured, I gently place the clock under a bright light. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then, there it was. The second hand gave a tiny twitch, then smoothly began to move. The solar panel and recycled capacitor combo worked, bringing this once lifeless clock back to life using nothing but a bit of sunlight and DIY ingenuity. So there you have it, From a dead alarm clock and a broken charger, we've created a working solar-powered timepiece using just a recycled capacitor, a small solar panel, and a bit of creativity. It's a simple project, but a great reminder that with a little DIY spirit, we can breathe new life into old things instead of throwing them away. If you enjoyed this project, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hands-on ideas. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.